I've read a lot of fantasy books. Most of them were good. A few were great. But every once in a while, a book doesn't just impress you. It reminds you why you ever cared about stories in the first place. The Way of Kings didn't just pull me into its world. It reminded me of why I fell in love with fantasy in the first place. And more than that, it reminded me of the kind of writer I wanted to be. The book doesn't rush to win you over. There's a prelude and then a prologue, multiple POVs, and you're not even 10% into the book. But maybe that's why it works so well. Maybe that's the point. And for some, that's a deal breaker. But for others, it's a revelation. Because once it clicks, once you surrender to its rhythm, it becomes far more than just a good fantasy. It becomes meaningful. There's this moment when Kaladin decides to lead again. And it's not because he's brave, it's not because he's strong, or because, he has some special ability, but it's because he chooses hope. That moment, that simple, quiet choice hit me harder than anything else in the story. It wasn't about fantasy anymore. It was about survival, about what it means to keep going when every part of you wants to give up, and I've been there. So I understood. I felt seen. The Way of Kings isn't really about heroes. It's about people who, despite everything, get back up and try again anyway. And The Way of Kings gave me something I didn't even realize I needed. It gave me permission to dream bigger, not just in scale, but in depth. Fantasy doesn't have to be grim to feel real. It doesn't have to be cynical to feel honest. It can be hopeful, radically hopeful, and still move us. There are readers out there right now waiting for stories that remind them of who they are. And not just what they survived, but what they're actually capable of. The Way of Kings reminded me that storytelling is sacred. That epic fantasy at its best gives us more than just wonder. It gives us hope. It gives us permission to believe again. And if you've ever doubted yourself, if you've ever felt like you're the only one still holding on, this book might be for you. And if you're looking for more stories like that, you can start with my stories. There's a link in the description. It might be a good place to start.